No other vehicle screams tradesman at you quite like the Transit. It's been custom made for the working man since 1965. And now with more than 7 million of these vans on roads worldwide, it's time to meet the latest incarnation.
Now with this new Transit, Ford have gone back to the drawing board and they've redesigned it from the wheels up. And as you can see, pretty nifty it looks too. But it's not just cosmetics. Ford say that this thing has been designed with the tradesman in mind, and it comes packed with a host of useful features for every trade.
It's the detail in the design that's going to make your job just that little bit easier, and Ford has thought very hard about how this load space can work for you. For one thing, the lashing points have actually been deliberately raised off the floor, so it's much easier to slide in a standard piece of 8x4 board. You can also get 3 Euro pallets in here, even in the short wheelbase version, and there's 3 wheelbases to choose from, and there's 3 roof heights. You've also got a typical payload of around 871 kilograms.
Now, it might not be sheets of 8x4 that you're dealing with on a daily basis. You might be looking at stuff like this, a 3-metre piece of guttering or maybe some pipes. Now, on a short wheelbase van like this one, if you put something like this in, as you'd expect, the moment it hits the bulkhead, you've got some overhang to deal with. However, Ford have come up with another one of their smart little features. On this one, if you come over to the bulkhead, what looks normal, actually we've got a flap here, you open it up, and there's some space under the passenger seat to get in extra long lengths. Even on a short wheelbase van, you've got 3-metre load length, which is pretty good.
The Ford Transit Custom is actually the first vehicle in its segment to achieve a 5-star rating with Euro NCAP. It's got things like lane assistance, where the steering wheel will actually vibrate if you drift out of lane. It's also got something really clever called Ford Sync with emergency assistance, which means if you have an accident and the airbag is deployed, this thing will actually phone the emergency services for you.
When it comes to cosmetics, the changes to the new Transit don't just end at the exterior. There's been a wealth of improvements here in the cabin as well. In fact, from the bulkhead forward, you'd barely believe you're in a commercial vehicle. Ford have filled this thing with enough cubby holes that you're never going to find yourself short of anywhere to put anything, and if you haven't got enough room in the back, there's even 93 litres of storage under the passenger seat for you to tuck a couple of extras. When it comes to bells and whistles, this thing's got enough optional extras to keep anyone happy, from rear parking sensors to Bluetooth connectivity and everything in between. The real revelation for this commercial vehicle is its driving position. Both the steering wheel and the seat are fully adjustable, so you can have your setup exactly how you want it, which is ideal for long days behind the wheel.
In terms of power, there are 3 outputs to choose from with this, the 2.2 litre Ford Duratorque engine. There's 100, there's 125, and there's 155 brake horsepower. If you want to save some pennies at the pumps, there's also a very competitive combined MPG of 42.8.
So, nearly 50 years after it was first launched, the Transit is back with new styling inside and out, new benchmarks in safety, and enough flexibility in the back that you're never going to get caught short. If you couple that with the breadth of range available on this van, it turns out that there is a custom made for every trade.